All right, guys, so we're going to continue talking about non-standard units of measure, and we're going to go ahead and talk about our length and our height, and just kind of review that and talk about the difference and kind of, do some different activities. So length measures how long something is. Remember, we have to make sure that the cubes, which you can see, they're all the same size. There are no gaps in between. They start at the front of the shoe and they end at the front, at the other end of the shoe. And that's really important. So length is how long something is. See how this is not the correct, see how it's incorrect because there are spaces in between the paper clips and how they're not starting on both sides. So we need to make sure that there are spaces and that it's starting at the front and going to the end. Height is how tall something is. So length is how long and height is how tall something or someone is. Okay, so look, this is measuring height. Look how correct it is because the units are the same. They're the exact same. There are no gaps. They're starting from the bottom of her feet and all the way up to the top. If you look at the wrong way to measure, they are the same length. They are the same size, but if you notice, they're not all the way up to the top of her head. So they're not measuring from her feet to the top of her head. So they're not going to get a good read on how tall she is. If we look here, we're actually going to use paper clips and measure the bat. And we're going to measure a watermelon. And we're going to measure how long they are using paper clips. So when I measure with paper clips, I want to make sure that I'm starting at the line. So am I at the line? And then I want to make sure that when I put them together, they're one after the other in a straight line. So what is the measure of my bat? You're right. My bat is 3 paper clips because that is our unit of measure. Paper clips. Okay, so my bat was 3 paper clips. Let's go ahead and try with our watermelon. Okay, so we're going to use paper clips again. So sorry. We're going to use paper clips again. So we're going to grab one and we're going to line it up right from end to end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we use about 4 paper clips. It's a little bit over. So we don't want to use, if I use one less, then I'm not fully getting to it. So if I use one more, I'm using about 3.5 paper clips. But we could also say that it's 4 paper clips that we used to measure the watermelon. Okay, let's measure the bus. So we're going to start from end to end. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So from end to end, no gaps. Everything is lined up. What did we get? We got 4 paper clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 paper clips. Okay, let's use our airplane. 1, end to end. 2, and get another paper clip. So sorry, guys. 2, 3, end to end. Now let's look. It goes a little bit over, but if I take away that 1 paper clip, I don't have enough. So I'm using about 3 paper clips to measure my airplane. So those would be the units I would use is about 3 paper clips. Oh, it's not going to let me. Why won't it let me copy? So it's about 3 paper clips. I'm sorry, guys. So let's use now snap cubes to measure how long something is, okay? So let's use snap cubes to measure how long something is. And remember, we want to go from end to end. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so sorry, 9, 10, 11 snap cubes. So we use 11 snap cubes. And so our unit, again, is snap cubes because that's what we're measuring in. So 11 snap cubes for our dinosaur. Let's measure the length of the ticket. Remember, do you see how my blocks are all lined up? They're all the same size. They're not going in different directions. So let's use the tickets and see how much the length of that one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we used 10 snap cubes. If you notice, they're all lined up. They're not going from side to side. They're the same length. So that would be 10 snap cubes. There are no gaps. So if we go back, length is how long something is, and then height is how tall something is. And you're going to be doing that. You're going to be measuring how the length and the height of different things using the cubes. You're going to measure how tall it is. So you'll be going up, and then you'll use paper clips as well to measure that in your Schoology. So let's go ahead and get started.